Today, we're going to be talking about my pre-approval process for VA loans. That's right. This is myself and my teams. I don't know that there's other lenders doing this. From what I've heard, no one is doing this consistently. So let's talk about what the process is. Anyone new to the channel, guys, I'm licensed in 48 states. I've been the #1 VA female originator in the country for the last 2 years. Overall, #3, #1 for units. We love this. This is what my team and I do every day. We're incredibly passionate. So let me walk you through the process. Now, first of all, if you have questions, maybe you're thinking of buying a year from now, 2 years from now, or you're unsure about something, or you're nervous, hop on the calendar. There'll be a link in the body of the video. Hop on the calendar. Sandy and Alyssa, guys, I pay them. I hired them just to answer your questions. So please use their services. They're both licensed. If they don't know the answer, they come to me. If I don't know the answer, I go to a VA underwriter. So we're here to support you. Now, let's say you're like, Jen, I want to get pre-approved. I am ready. Okay, cool. So you would fill out the application. Now, very important, because a lot of times we'll have military spouses who are doing the bulk of the work for this. The veteran or active duty military member needs to be listed first, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you why in a second. So you want to put them first. If it's 2 vets, if there's one person's entitlement that you want to use, list them first. If you guys are going to be splitting entitlement, it doesn't matter. But sometimes I'll have couples where they're both veterans. One has VA disability, the other doesn't. So they're putting the VA disability person first because they want to get away from that funding fee and use their eligibility, okay? So veteran first on the loan, #1. Now, the online application is super easy. It literally takes 5 minutes. It is not going to be hard, guys. And what you need to know is you don't need to be stressed out about it being perfect. My team is ultimately going to verify everything with you on the phone and with documents. So do not stress out about that. Okay, so you fill out the application. My bot is then going to try to pull the certificate of eligibility. So our computer systems are set up to pull this automatically. 90% of the time, we get the COE instantly because of the bot. 10% of the time, we need additional documentation. At that point, we'd be asking for your DD-214 or statement of service. It just depends on the situation. And it would be my processors, Maria or Chadwick, who would be helping you with that as they would be working with the VA on your behalf, okay? So very, very important. Now, you filled out the application. Great. What happens next? Well, generally what's going to happen is there's a cleanup process. So in some states, Jen Anderson's my right hand. In other states, Samantha Barnett is my right hand. If you guys have worked with any of them, please drop it in the comments. So your file comes over. Wendy, Jolene, or Missy are going to start cleaning up your file so that Jen and Sam can review it. Jen and Sam reach out. They introduce themselves. They ask you to pick a spot on their calendar. And you may be like, God, you guys are obsessed with calendars. Yeah, we totally are. The reason we are is because we didn't used to do that. We used to just have Sam or Jen call you as soon as we got the application, but it's like you're just chasing. It's like phone tag back and forth. You're not available. They're not available. You're in the grocery store. They're asleep, right? The calendar has been so much more efficient because you're picking out a time that works for you and they're scheduled in to work with your file at that time. So that happens. You get on the calendar with them. You talk with them about your file, your goals. They're going to ask you, hey, like this amount that you entered, is this what you're hoping for? Or are you hoping to go higher? What payment are you comfortable with? Really basic questions, okay? Now, at that point, if your file is super, super clean, they will give you a basic pre-approval letter as well as a loan summary, just so that you know what to expect with closing costs if you're like super eager to shop before you're fully underwritten, okay? Now, in some cases, we don't do that letter up front. So if you're a manual underwrite, and I'm going to be very clear here, we are one of the only teams in the country that's doing fully underwritten pre-approvals. Most lenders do not do this, and they don't do it because they don't want to put the tax on their system. They don't want to have to pay processors and underwriters to do files that may or may not ever get in contract. We're very different in that we know in order for you to have the highest chance of success, you need to be fully underwritten. Even if you're beautiful, perfect, and wonderful, we're going to give you that basic letter so you can start shopping, but then we are still going to do all that so that you have more strength, okay? Manual underwrites means the computer didn't love your file. A real person has to sign off. Whenever it's a manual, I am going to wait until I have underwritten approval to give you that letter because manuals can really get affected by anything. It could be like we verify with your landlord your rental history and they suddenly won't do it, or they say you paid late and then we're hosed. So, non-manual underwrites, do we generally need a rental history? No, but manual and underwrites we always do. So those we would have you fully underwritten before you get a letter, or if there's something about your employment that we want more information on, okay? So Jen and Sam are always asking for your basic docs, pay stubs, W-2s, however you get paid. If you're active duty, it's so easy, it's ridiculous. But not everyone's still active, so there can be more complicated scenarios. Now, then what? Well, you go to processing. So you're either going to go to Chadwick and Jen work together, or Maria. We always joke about, so Chadwick's married to Jen. He's super chill. He's actually the longest processor I've had besides Chrissy, who we'll talk about in a minute. We call him Mr. Chill, right? He's very professional. He's not going to chase you. He's going to ask you for what he needs. He's going to gently nudge you, but he's not going to hound you. Maria, if you guys have worked with Maria, drop it in the comments. I love Maria. I love Chadwick, but I love Maria because Maria, you forget to send her docs, she's going to remind you. Oh yeah, she's going to remind you. She's not going to smiley face it. She's going to say, hey, you promised me this. Where is it? Right? Maria, if we have a manual underwrite that is super, super complicated, I'm generally going to send that to Maria. You know why? She will go to the end of the earth to try to get it approved. She will try everything. And look, sometimes if you're like, I don't do well with strong personalities, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to put you with Chadwick. He's chill. Maria is a Marine's daughter. She keeps us all in line. Okay. But look, she has the biggest heart that you'll ever see. That's why she's on my team. Everyone's on my team for a reason. It's because they care. And I have seen her take some files that I know no one else would touch, and she has turned them into people having houses. And that is what I like. That is what I live for. So you go to Maria or Chadwick, they get everything. They put you through, underwriting. They send you to the underwriter. We have real VA underwriters that review everything. And then what they issue is a loan commitment. Yeah, a fully underwritten pre-approval contingent, meaning you have to do this, on appraisal, title work, and in some states, a termite inspection. Okay. And if you're doing rural, you're probably going to need a well check too. So it is the strongest pre-approval that you can get as any type of buyer, whether you're conventional, jumbo. It is a fully underwritten loan commitment. And that's what makes my team different look, there's a lot of things, but we are so passionate about that fully underwritten loan commitment. Most lenders don't do it because they're lazy or they don't want to spend the money. And look, there's no guarantee that you go with us, but I want to make sure that you have that offer where if someone tries to say, oh, VA, we can go, they're fully underwritten. What are you scared of? There's nothing to be scared of. They're fully underwritten. So once you're fully underwritten, you get on my calendar. You and I spend 20, 30, 40, sometimes an hour on the phone. We talk about houses. We talk about real estate. We talk about closing costs. We talk about rates. We talk about seller credits. We talk about strategy. We talk about what you're looking at. Everything you guys can think about, anything you want to talk about, we talk about. Sometimes we talk about politics. Sometimes we talk about crazy stuff. So it's what you guys, I feel like I'm opening up a door there that could be very risky, but look, it's what you guys want to talk about. But the key things that I make everybody talk about and understand: closing costs, interest rate, payment. Okay? So it's my job to make sure that you guys have the best chance to get the house. It's also my job to make sure that you guys understand what you're getting into. And it's also my job to make sure that we have a strategy with your real estate agent to get you into a house. So that is what my team brings to the table. We are very blunt. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. We are going to do our best to get you into what you want. But if you're trying to be house poor or something else, we're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be real, and it's going to be about your future, So look, I'm here to support you guys. I wanted you to understand our pre-approval process because I get so many calls where people are like, they won't tell me closing costs. And I'm like, did they pre-approve you? They're like, yeah, they told me to go shopping, but I don't even know what closing costs are. And I'm like, oh my God, that's terrible. How much do we charge for this? We don't, guys. It's that simple. I'm not going to charge you a pre-approval fee, and we actually waive our lender fee on all VA loans. So this is a service that we offer to you to get you guys in the best position. So I hope you'll give us a shot. Any questions, comments, please reach out. 707-478-0637. That's my cell. Yes, I respond to text. If you leave me a voicemail, generally Alyssa or Sandy will call back. Sometimes it's me, but We're here to support you guys and get you to the finish line. I hope this has been helpful.